Today I felt like I needed to make this video for my future self, or for anybody else that needs to hear this little reminder that I need to stop feeling sorry for myself. I feel like as single moms it's so easy because society paints us in a way where naturally we are pitied. And it's okay, like sometimes you can spin that, use that to your advantage, but it's easy to start feeling sorry for yourself and to stay in that, and I can't find peace there. So for me, I need to constantly remind myself that I don't need to be pitied for my circumstances. I have so many tools that I've accumulated and so much growth that 3 years in, if I'm still feeling sorry for myself just because of a silly label, there's something wrong. There's something wrong. So I choose to live my life with a lens of gratitude, similar to when you put on a pair of glasses and you just need to find the right fit. For me, the right fit is living a life of gratitude, and I like to find things in each day that bring me peace, that bring me stability, that bring me structure and happiness, and I remain grateful, because without that I feel like that's when I get lost, that's when I get confused, and when I'm not looking at the things in front of me that are so beautiful, that's when I slip up. And for me, sometimes it's the most simple of things. As a single mom, we are in 2024. I became a single mom in 2022, but we are in 2024, where with the push of a button or a scroll of your finger, you can be motivated, you can be inspired, you can find somebody to connect to, you can hear somebody else's story that makes yours look, feel, and seem like it's something that you can conquer. So knowing that we have access to things like this, social media, where you can find others that mirror the life that you have, the struggles that you have, and find community even without leaving your home, is insane to me. So that's like tip of the iceberg gratefulness for me. It's so beautiful to know that I'm not alone, and I don't need to be beside somebody else and talking to somebody else for me to feel that I can like actually just tap in for a minute, check out, put on a show, put on a movie. Years ago, that was not the case. And for myself, I feel like I've always had somewhat of a guide, and my guide is my grandma. She's been my guide for my entire life. But even just seeing the parallels that we have in our lives, she became a single mom years ago. I want to say it was in her 40s. And she was a single mom to 5 boys. I got 1. So that alone, I'm like, I am grateful. And everybody has their own circumstances. She made it through. So, but for me, sometimes I sit and I think, I'm like, I'm grateful that I'm not 5 kids deep with this man. I am grateful that the circumstances of our separation didn't drive me to be completely insane. I am grateful that I still have so many years ahead of me to make whatever kind of changes are needed in my life and my child's life to give us the best quality of life. I am grateful that I have friends that walk a similar path, no matter how different they are from me, but I'm grateful that I have friends that actually understand my heart and understand my scars so deeply that I don't have to explain myself over and over and over again. I am so grateful that I have a loving family that, even though they don't necessarily know from firsthand experience what I've been through, they are willing to take on the secondhand pain at times when I can't deal with it myself. I'm so grateful. I am so grateful. I'm so grateful that I never gave up. I'm so grateful that every day is a new opportunity for me. Even if it's raining outside, even if the weather is miserable, I know that there is something that can be done in my life that will bring a smile to my child's face. I am so grateful. So, sorry, I didn't mean to get emotional. But when I really think of everything that God has done to me and the things that are shown to me time and time again, it's impossible for me to sit around feeling sorry for myself. Every part of me will feel sorry for the person next to me, but there is still so much more for me. I hope that this can be a reminder of that there is so much more for you out there. And even though you are a single mom, there's so much. There is so much for you. Start small when you're trying to find things to be grateful for. Oh my gosh. When it comes to turning things around in your life and changing your narrative, there is so much that can be done. We have so many resources at our fingertips. Like how I said before, just with social media, you can find your best friend if you like actually take some time and look into that. I have friends that I have never met yet in different countries that I very well intend to meet, but there are people that have followed along with my life that I can lean on at times, where there are things that only they can truly relate to, and like, it's such a blessing. It is such a blessing, and I hope that one day I get to actually let them know that to their faces, that they have been a blessing for me. Yeah, I don't know, this video is a bit of a rant, a bit of a ramble, but it's just, I need to remind myself, I need to remind others that it's okay, and everything will be okay. Even if you don't know anyone in your life that is going through similar struggles, that has taken on the label of being a single mom, a single parent, and you feel like there's no one, you can quite literally go to your phone. You can do that. You can look in, you can go and find resources. You can find women's support groups. You can find, even on Facebook, there are groups. There are groups for all kinds of women. Like, literally, they have a group for everything. You just need to find it. You just need to tap into it. And there are so many resources that are made for single moms, and these resources would not be there if there weren't other people that have walked in our shoes. All you need to do is open your eyes, change your lens, and see what there is for you, because in so many ways there is a world catered to single moms, quite specifically. All it takes is a quick Google search. For myself, if I'm looking into where I currently reside, there are women's shelters, there's food banks, there's events, government funding. There is so much that is there. Like, no matter what your struggle is, there is something out there for you. And if there isn't, maybe you need to take a minute and reevaluate your environment and see, okay, if this is not working for me, if this is keeping me where I am, if I am still in the position that I feel no growth, no change, and no positivity, how can I get out of it? Because there's always an exit strategy too. I'm telling you, there is so much at our fingertips right now. There are resources that are meant for women or men, however you identify, for individuals who are raising their children alone. There are so many resources, and if you don't need them, that is a blessing in itself too. If you don't need to go to the food bank, you are blessed. If you don't need emergency shelter, you are blessed. Those things for myself, I sit and I'm like, I am blessed. And that's not in a way of comparison, but I'm saying you need to count your blessings every single day, because it is so easy to say, I've been done wrong, I've been hurt, this person abused me, whatever else. But where in your life are you blessed? Because you are. I can guarantee you, no matter what you are. No matter what you are. For myself, at times I forget. But those little things are what will change your entire perspective and get you in the mindset that you can actually start making the critical changes that are needed to rebuild a new foundation for yourself, to create the life that you deserve, that you need, and that God has you in position for. You just need to show up and be ready and see everything around you as an opportunity to either learn, to change, or to be motivated, because there is so much inspiration in this world. As I said before, you need the time, especially when it first happens, especially when you take on that title of being a single mom, a single parent. You need that time to digest it. I did. It took me at least 1.5 years, but I needed it, I got it, and now I'm on the other side. And as much as you need that time, you need to pay attention to the signs when it's time to actually step forward and make real changes in your life, so that you can have a life full of love and happiness and peace and joy, because that is what life is about. Just because you have gone through things that at times you don't even feel comfortable or safe enough speaking on, that does not mean that one day you will feel the complete opposite. I don't know. I feel like this video doesn't have a lot of direction. I'm just venting. So yeah, even if you don't know any single moms, any other single parents, you have full capacity to change that. Like, I'm that mom that in the grocery store, if I see somebody struggling, I'm like, you are beautiful, your children are beautiful, I hope you have an amazing day. And sometimes you'll get that person's number, you'll get that person's IG handle, you'll get whatever, and now you have a friend, you have an ally, and you have somebody that you can create a safe space for, and they can create a safe space for you. I take it upon myself every single day to look for the beauty in the places that I am, the people that I see. I will make sure that no matter what, if I see someone, they don't have to be a single mom, they don't have to be a female, they don't have to be whatever, but I will always compliment at least 1 to 2 people a day, because in my heart it feels good. I know that as a human being, I like to be complimented. So you give love, you get love. You give nothing, you get nothing. You need to show gratitude. You need to feel the appreciation in your heart for your circumstances, no matter how good or bad, and make an active change to get everything that you want. We live in a generation where some of the strongest women are single moms. Right now, just off the top of my head, we got Kim Kardashian, Halle Berry, Megan Fox, Taraji, Nia Long, Khloe Kardashian, I love her. There's nothing wrong with being a single mom, because all these people that everybody in this world choose to idolize, they're doing it too. They might have more resources, they might have more support, but at the end of the day, they went through significant changes in their lives, unimaginable emotional turmoil, and still have to show up to everything, and the world is watching, yet they still carry on. I'm grateful that at times it's just a little old me over here, and I don't have like an audience watching my every move or every downfall or any horrible thing. Another thing I'm grateful for at times is at least my ex doesn't make like Billboard charting songs about me while I'm taking care of his children by myself. But I do have a similar struggle to that. My ex, despite everything horrible that I have been put through and my child has been put through, he's famous now. He's got a platform of well over 1 million people that constantly validate his feelings and tell him he's amazing, and all the power to him. But do you know how much strength it takes to say nothing? To not like pop anyone else's balloon when they quite literally popped yours, stomped on yours, buried it in the dirt and spat on it. But with that being said, all of that has taught me grace, forgiveness, kindness, self-discipline, self-control, non-reactivity. As much as my former partner tried to take everything from me, down to my own identity, that was something he could not take. Instead, God filled me with all these other traits, all these other emotions, all these other strengths, and now I'm sitting over here knowing I'm borderline indestructible. Because I choose peace and love and non-reactivity, I feel every single blessing that comes in to counteract that too. Every time I choose peace instead of pure chaos and using my pain as validation to like harm somebody else, I don't do that. But every time I actively choose peace to avoid that, I have felt God's presence so strong in my life. So strong. Every time that I have chosen to do what I know in my heart that I'm meant to do. Because of that, I feel like I've become such a strong role model for my child, where I don't think I've ever met anyone as emotionally intelligent as my son. And like, I know everybody speaks highly of their children, but like, for real, sometimes he confuses me with the stuff that comes out of his mouth, because like, even me at my big age, I could never. I quite literally could never, until he says it. So I feel like the best way for us as women, as single moms, to raise our children to be the best version of themselves is to be the best version of ourselves. And you can't do that feeling sorry for yourself. It's physically impossible. Stop. Like, actually, be real with yourself for once. You can't do that. You can't be petty sitting here trying to ruin his dad's life, her dad's life. You can't be gossiping. Like, that's what you're gonna pass on to your kids. So self-awareness is so important. Gratitude is so important. And you need to switch your lens so that you are in a position to create a life for your children that will inspire them to do good and to bring positivity and light and love into this world. Life is meant to be filled with joy and love. Pay attention to the ways that all the misfortune in your life guides you into doing more. I'm grateful that I get the opportunity to start over. I have the opportunity to build whatever life is best for myself and my child. I think because of that, I am so much more selective and so much more intentional when it comes to the things I envision, because I'm not just envisioning it for myself, I'm envisioning it for my son. Sorry, once again, I feel like the lighting is just doing things outside. Anyways, I think it's incredibly important to teach your children that they can love themselves just by being themselves. There will be more love, and I think the best way to start that is by showing your children that they can love themselves and that you love yourself, because modeling that to them is absolutely everything. You can't expect them just to know without loving yourself. I feel like that's totally hypocritical. I can't preach that to my child and then sit in my bed wallowing, eating ice cream, feeling sorry for myself because my relationship didn't work. No, I need to get back out there and be me. Not just mommy, be me. Show who I am and what I bring to this world, which to me is all kinds of things. And it starts with creativity, it starts with self-expression, it starts with all of that. So I think it's really important that instead of sitting around feeling sorry for myself, I choose to get out there and I choose to do things that align with who I am and show my son that I can, despite everything that I've been through, that we've been through, I can show up for myself and I can love myself. It's important to model that and to not forget yourself in the grand scheme of things, because you are not just a single mom, you are not just somebody who's been hurt, somebody who's been broken, somebody who's been abused. Like, you are who you are at the end of the day, and it is not a label that is just thrown on you, and it's not something that you have to accept as if you've been branded. Like, there's so much more that you can love, there's so much more that you can do, there's so much more that you can find in every single day that adds to your story rather than takes away parts of yourself. A gray area that a lot of us single moms have been in. It's really important to do that self-discovery and tap into the things that you once loved, especially yourself, because you'll never be ready for your next chapter, for your next partner, or whatever is to come if you don't really face that. So yeah, I don't really know. For me, that's where I'm at right now. I'm doing everything that I can to rebuild, because that's just all that you can do, and take it day by day. There will be bad days and there can be some amazing days, but you are the one that has full control over that. You don't have to allow somebody else's mood swing or projected anger to destroy your day, destroy your happiness. Trust me, things won't always be like that. It won't. So I hope this helps. It's helped me a little bit. I feel like it was very all over the place, but that's just where my head is at today. And I just needed that reminder. So yeah. Can't get anything done if you just sit around feeling sorry for yourself. And there's so much more out there. Like always, I feel like you just need to see it, you need to chase it, you need to want it enough. And yeah, I hope you have a good day, a good week, a good month, and focus on you. Don't focus on anything else, the labels, nothing. Focus on you. Figure out what makes you happy and go after it full throttle. Doesn't matter. Nothing can stop you except for yourself. Trust me on that.